What if I told you the biggest threat to the Republican Party is the man who supposedly leads it? What if the person causing the most chaos inside the GOP right now isn't a Democrat, isn't the media, and isn't some foreign adversary, but Donald J. Trump himself? And what if his latest move didn't just backfire, but blew up so violently that even some of his most loyal allies are privately asking, is this finally the moment everything comes crashing down? Today's story isn't about opinion. It's about pattern behavior and a political cycle that keeps repeating itself each time, leaving the Republican Party more fractured, more confused, and more unstable than before. And this time, it's a total disaster. Before we dive into the explosion, we need context, because without it, none of this will make sense. The GOP today is not the GOP of 10 years ago. It's a party with two competing identities, multiple ideological factions, leaders terrified of upsetting the wrong base, and a former president who still commands the loyalty of millions, but whose decisions increasingly resemble a man playing with matches in a room full of gasoline. And the problem? Every time Trump flexes his influence, the party pays the price, sometimes publicly, sometimes quietly, but always. Still, nothing compares to what just happened now. Quick reset. Have you ever watched someone try to fix a problem only to somehow create three bigger problems at the same time? That's Trump inside the GOP. It's like watching someone tighten a loose screw and somehow the whole table collapses. All right, back to the story. For weeks, Republican strategists warned privately this move will backfire. Please don't do this, not now. But Trump is Trump. He doesn't reverse course, he accelerates. He pushed forward, doubling down, tripling down, and dragging the entire party into a political trench they had no strategic plan to escape from. And then, almost instantly, everything started falling apart. This is the moment everything turned. The decision he made didn't just alienate moderates. It didn't just split the base. It didn't just outrage establishment Republicans. It triggered something worse, open defiance inside the GOP. Behind closed doors, lawmakers and donors have been saying the quiet part out loud. We're losing control. We can't keep covering for this. This is unsustainable. Some describe the moment like watching a CEO sabotage his own company during a shareholder meeting. Others compare it to a captain drilling holes into the ship he's sailing. But one strategist put it best: this isn't a political miscalculation. This is self-destruction. And here's the twist. Trump didn't just make a bad call. He made the one decision Republicans begged him not to make at the exact worst possible time. This wasn't spontaneous. It was intentional. A move driven by emotion more than strategy. Fear of losing control, fear of being overshadowed, fear of not being the center of gravity in his own party. The results were immediate, absolute chaos. Governors were furious. Senators were blindsided. House members panicked. Donors froze contributions. Strategists rushed to rewrite messaging. Pollsters scrambled to reevaluate projections. One top GOP aide said it plainly: he screwed us, again, completely. And here's the part that's even more shocking. Trump still doesn't believe he did anything wrong. Pause for a second. Imagine setting your kitchen on fire, watching smoke fill the entire house, and saying, relax. It's part of the plan. That's the GOP trying to explain Trump's latest move. All right, back to the damage report. This was the moment historians will talk about. Trump expected loyalty. He expected silence. He expected Republicans to fall in line, because usually they do, but not this time. Instead, he got public dissent, private anger, internal fractures, and new alliances forming against him. For the first time in a long time, Republicans openly resisted. This wasn't a full-blown rebellion, not yet, but it was the closest thing the GOP has seen in years to a pushback against Trump's dominance. Why? Because the party finally realized something they should have seen much earlier. Trump is willing to burn the entire building down as long as he remains the last man standing inside it. And now the party is paying the price. Here's the part almost no one predicted. Trump's decision didn't just divide Republicans. It forced them into a much bigger choice, a choice they've been avoiding for years, a choice that will define their long-term political identity: stay loyal to Trump or save the party from him. The Republican Party is now standing at a crossroads, two paths, both dangerous, both irreversible. And whether you support Trump, oppose him, or stand somewhere in the middle, what happens next will reshape American politics. If Republicans stick with Trump, the party becomes more centralized, more reactive, and more unstable. Short-term, the base stays energized. Long-term, the GOP risks losing independents, moderates, and suburban voters, the exact voters who decide national elections. It becomes a party defined not by ideology, but by one man's emotional impulses. If Republicans push back or distance themselves, they face immediate retaliation. Trump's supporters could revolt. Primaries could turn into war zones. The party could split into two rival factions, something the United States hasn't seen since the 1850s. It would be political civil war. And the outcome? No one knows, not strategists, not donors, not lawmakers, not even Trump. This is the danger of the moment. The GOP has no safe choice left. Here's what Trump still doesn't understand. He believes he's strengthening the party. He believes he's protecting it from weakness. He believes he's ensuring loyalty and unity. But to political analysts and to many Republicans who once backed him, his actions look like something entirely different, a leader whose decisions keep pushing the party closer and closer to collapse. Not because Democrats are winning, not because of media pressure, not because of demographic shifts, but because Donald Trump continues making moves that hurt his own side more than they help it. And so we reach the final question, the one that will decide everything. How many times can a political party be damaged by its own leader before the entire structure finally gives way? This political moment isn't just drama. It isn't just infighting. It isn't even just Trump. It's a sign of what happens when a party centers itself around one person, losing sight of its long-term vision, its core principles, and its ability to govern without chaos. Whether you support Trump or not, the consequences of his latest decision are real. They're unfolding right now, and they may shape the future of American politics for years to come. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.